Hi
Thank,
everyone and hi Javed sir, welcome on board.
thank you. And
Javed
thank
sir,
you very
it's always pleasure having people like you on board. You've been the Dean Student Affairs, and you're the people who are creating discipline to making us not creating havoc in the business school, and also sticking to the timelines and the processes which are required in the business schools. So first thing first, can you please explain to the students like what are the few parameters they need to take into mind before they come into business school, and what are the things they would you would like them to have before they start up their journey? Some of my viewers are joining IIM, some of them are joining Thanumal Chani Group of Institutions, some of them are joining Jamnalal Bajaj, some of them are joining Wellinger Business School. What are your few cents for all these people, sir?
Okay. So there are some pointers that I've picked up over the time in my profession as a faculty, as a teacher, and of course my work process with Tharumal Shani. So I understand that when you're finishing that graduation and you're approaching that post graduation and you're heading towards a qualification which says MBA, and your actual motives are I firstly I need this tag behind my name. Secondly, I need this qualification because it's going to get me a great job and great salary, and all my desires and dreams and whatever my needs are would be fulfilled. Right? You have that mindset. Then there's of course this mindset that if I do this, my skills will improve, which is actually a good mindset.
Right.
I don't deny upon that. But between that door, that is your graduation. Between these two doors, sorry, that is your graduation and that is your post graduation. I would suggest that a student take a very small journey. So if I have to give certain pointers, travel would be the one, the first one.
Okay. Okay.
You must try to do a very small travel, even if it is to your native place or to a hometown or to any small town or any other place, anything. It will refresh you. It will give you a good perspective. You probably end up meeting new people. You end up looking at small businesses. You'll end up looking at the functioning of maybe how a small town or a different town from where you are functions. And that could change your thought process or probably even give you good ideas to step into.
That's so true. So
Second,
number one point is travel. In fact, sir, I also traveled. We were talking about Ladakh before the camera gets on.
yes,
I just wanted to add one more part to the all our viewers that they were listening. This guy has worked with Abbas Mastan. This guy has worked with John Ibrahim. This guy has worked in the media industry. More than 15 years of experience he brings on the table. So whatever points we're discussing, sit with pen and paper and keep taking the notes. Number one, travel, travel, travel. I remember, sir, I went to Ladakh before my MBA beginning, and as you spoke about small businesses. So I could see that apricot is pretty big in Ladakh. So they were all, and even plums. So they were all jams and apricots and plums. They're available at such a cheap rate. Even those scrubbers, which have got apricot in them, and
yes,
they were selling those scrub for like 40 rupees, which was like you can see that thing drying in front of your eyes, and it was so pure. And these are big brands. From Sephora to Lakme to all these multinational companies, they are selling the same thing from 400 rupees to 4,000 rupees range. And I thought, oh my goodness, this is such a great business model, and how people in India can also earn some money where you just need to package the product, sell it, and put an organic label on that, and you can sell it at a 10x profit margin. That's a great point, sir. Number one, travel. What else? What else in your mind, sir, which they need to take care before they come into a business school?
another thing that comes to mind definitely is I've read a lot of students write on their CV time management. Now, being a fan of science fiction, as I said earlier, I've understood that time is a very linear, it's a very straight concept. It has also shown in Back to the Future. And I would like to tell the viewers there's no concept of traveling back in time. It's all fictional. You can work on that, you can create a lot of paradoxes, but there's no concept of actually erasing what you've done or recreating what you wish to do. So, as I said, time is a very straight concept. It's a linear line that's following, right? But yet we live in the hours, the minutes, and the seconds. So we go round and round and round. So when you define time management, you need to first very basically understand what is your day and what is your night. Where do you start it? Where do you end it? And between that, what do you do, whether it is for yourself or whether it is for some other individual, whether it is for family, friends, teachers, colleagues, anyone? How do we define that time? Now, I'm not saying that you have to be on, you have to be time to time and you have to work on time to time. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that when you say time management, within that time, how do you manage it? Now, I've seen students who generally step in late and make excuses. But I've always advised them that, if you're late, that 1 minute, coming in 1 minute later would not make a difference, but at least catch your breath before you come into the class. Probably have a glass of water. Don't rush into the class like someone who's just panting and who's all wet in the rain. Right? You will not do yourself any good, and you will waste another 5 minutes settling down in class.
That's so true. That's so true. And
So as I said, that management of time, there are always random elements.
right,
As we said, right now, we might want to start something on time, but there could be a loss of electricity. Our machines could not work. Our network would not work. Anything. So we account for that. We take that into calculation. But when you say time management, account for what you're doing during the day.
right,
So, I had seen this a video a while back about a person who said that he read only 5 minutes a day, but he made a habit to read it every day. Now, it may be 5 minutes for that day, but when you accumulate over a period of 5 years, as he said, that's a long amount of time. Now, we don't know what he or she read in between those 5 minutes, but that is still 5 minutes of knowledge. So
that's
out of the 24 hours, we can definitely put in that 5 minutes.
so
Right? 2 मिनट में तो नूडल बन जाता है, तो 5 मिनट तो हम दे ही सकते हैं.
बिल्कुल. This is so
So,
amazing. It's
so
a very
that
good point.
time management, you define your own time. It's not a question of late or early. What you do in that time matters at the end.
That's so amazing, sir. So next is time management. Plan your days. Don't be late for the interviews. Don't be late for all these things. And it's going
Yes.
to be really helpful. Even if it's an exam, don't do that. Point number 3, what else they need to learn, sir, before they come to business?
Communication. So a lot of students, when they join us, they define communication. Their definition of communication is generally a majority of them would want to speak in English or would want to emphasize speaking in English. Now, communication is built across languages. It is not built with a single language. You wish to speak a language, which is good. If you learn a language, you can interpret its own history and you can extrapolate from learning the different aspects of it. But communication is built on different languages. At this point of time, you and I can choose to have this interview in 3 different languages. But if I don't communicate to you the purpose, or if you don't communicate to me the purpose of why we are here,
Right.
the entire interview is lost.
So true.
So when you say communication, it is not that you don't have communication. Either you have gaps in communication, which is maybe a sense of introversion, or you haven't been able to communicate, you haven't been able to speak. So start speaking.
Right.
When you say working on communication, don't come with the mindset that you need to build yourself on a language, or just the mindset that you need to build yourself on a single language. Come with the mindset that you want to be able to speak to a lot of people, because communication, like I said, or as I have discovered, as I said, when I joined my industry, I realized one thing, that if I need to be places, I need to network. And networking on ground means speaking to people. It's very simple. Today, if you go to the hyperstore, okay, and you need to find something, and you don't know whether it is there or not, you start speaking to people. You might have an information, that this product is sold here, but someone may not understand the product. So what do? You go from aisle to aisle finding the product, or at least finding the information about the product. So that sense of networking is very important. For that networking, you need to speak, because communication is built on that. You need to understand how to negotiate, how to convince, and take your speaking skill. Because as a businessman, for any sector, whether it is creative, whether it is constructive, whether it is thought oriented, whether it is business oriented, you need to have these skills. So your communication is an important point. And the most important thing, selling. When you shy away from sales, you're selling at all level. There are people selling products and there are people selling concepts. So right from that owner or the board of directors to that singular person, lowest on the echelon. Today, our own watchman is selling a safety. When a person comes in, he needs to instruct another person to take their temperature. He needs to tell them, sometimes even convince them that you need to use the sanitizer.
Right.
Right? You need to wear that mask before I enter you. So you're selling at all levels. So that's what communication is all about.
That's amazing.
That's the third aspect.
Point number 3, communication, boys and girls. Set your communication right. It's not about talking a good English. It's about putting your thoughts, but conveying your thoughts and convincing. They're going to be doing hell lot of presentations when they come to Third Shani, or whether they join an IIM or Institute in Bombay. At that time, you are spending those 10 minutes, and this 10 minutes, if they're fighting for a Mahindra war room or a competition like HUL Lime, this can get them a job in HUL. This can get them a job in a great company. Point number 3, communication. Point number 4, Javed sir, what have you seen in students? Like, yaar, ye cheez missing hai inme. Agar ye cheez karke aayenge, to life would have been really good.
There is definitely a factor of self-growth that is missing. Okay. Now you may call this view subjective or objective, but I still wish to speak on it. As I said earlier, that I come from a decade that's before Google. So I always tell my students during their presentations that when I was making my presentation the final year of college, Google was still not born.
Yeah.
So I had to rely on everything that is not just books, but also my colleagues, my classmates, sometimes even, going knocking across teachers who probably didn't know me or who probably didn't like me, but you had to get the job done. So what happened over a period of time, now we've seen how rapidly the world has grown in the last 2 decades. From the cellular phones to mobile phones to smartphones to augmented devices, to augmented realities, to augmented thought processes. Our reliance on that tech has taken some part of us away. And that part may be compromising who we are. Mm-hmm. So self-growth. I am not a fan of selfies. I'm not a fan of selfies. I'm not a fan of selfies. I'm not a fan of self-photography. I've also learned photography. My reason to go to Ladakh was photography for a very long time. In fact, till the start of this decade, I was indulging only in film photography, which means I had a camera which had a film roll. I did not convert to digital for a very long time. It was to quite reluctance that I actually did. So what happens is when you indulge in this thing, somewhere you're not able to look beyond that self. You're not able to look beyond the 4 walls of your screen.
So you mean spend more time in growing yourself rather than,
Exactly. Each individual is a unique experiment in conscience created by nature. You are a unique experiment. Nikita, Anisha, we're all unique experiments. We all have a mind of our own.
Right.
Yes, we need to rely on tech. We need to take it again. It should be augmented. It should be synthesized by our thought process. That's what probably the growth of artificial intelligence is. But somewhere our reliance on self has to be more than 50%. It shouldn't be 60% of the tech and 40% of us. And then one day ending up 80% of tech and 20% of us. I believe it has to be an equilibrium 50-50%. So, I have mentioned this to students that there is a depletion of attention span because every time they need to look at the phones. They're inclined to look at that. And that is why, as the head of discipline, my first order of business was, if we can first eradicate the mobile phones from the class.
Did you do that? Have you eradicated mobile phones?
Yeah, we do not allow the use of mobile phones in class till it is for a project or a presentation or for certain purpose, till the decision is taken by the faculty of the class.
Wow, this is so amazing.
Because they need to learn from the experiential knowledge, and we have the finest teachers,
Right.
we have the best faculties, we have the best team, and we have the best management. We have people with a law who have a lot of ground knowledge, because they come, as I said, they come from this time which existed before smartphones.
Yeah. It's better to learn from them. So point number 4, work on your self-growth, move from mobile phones,
Yes.
sit with your pen and paper, read books as much as possible, do hands-on things. This is going to be really helpful. Point number 5, the last one for the day, sir. Things to do before they go into business school.
Point number 5 would be, please, to all the students, to all the listeners, to everybody, please write. Write
Right.
with a pen and paper in your hand. Don't rely on typing. Typing has, in again, my view is objective, subjective, as you call it. Typing, in my view, has also resulted to the elimination of a good language. You know, we rely more on shortcuts. We rely on every with every upgrade, we rely more on shortcuts. You know, shortcut keys, and we rely more on another person's message. So write, because when you write, you are rewiring your own mind.
Yeah.
And I will leave you with a thought as well. But first time, you are rewiring. You know, before a presentation, write your thoughts down, write your points down. You know, when you write it down, it's where your mind reacts to it. There is a certain section of your mind, the left or right, it reacts to it, and you remember. It connects to your memory, right? No, I'm not asking you to write books or novellas. That's your call. I read that to your discretion, to your decision. But do write when it's important. You know, write your messages down, write your points down. Especially before, when you go for an interview, just write upon your points. That, you know, these are my skills. Before you type your resume out, you know, you will remember it. It's probably an old school thinking, but it's still required. You know, we still admire old school writers. You know, I see, you know, a lot of students in creative writing who admire a lot of old school writers, and they want to be like old school writers. Like when I was teaching creative writing, there was this, you know, Gulzar Saab jaisa likhna hai and Javed Akhtar jaisa. You know, they wrote by hand, which is why they remember. And once you remember, it serves two purposes. You know, you will have a good calligraphy, which is very impressive in a lot of places. I'll give you an example. Mr. Ratan Tata, he once sent handwritten letters thanking all his members. That was a very good gesture at this point of time.
Yes.
A lot of CEOs, a lot of people in these higher places, they do that. They write those self-written things for a more personal touch. Besides that, it always sticks to your memory and it trains your memory.
So true. So true. This is so amazing. So keep writing. I also invest a lot on stationery. I keep buying
Yes.
good pens. I keep buying my things to do list. I keep on buying whatever diary I can. I keep on buying stuff. This is so amazing, sir. Any parting thoughts, Javed, for all these people who are
Yes.
listening to us? They want to come into top business schools and they want to live their life successfully. They just don't want to while away time. Hence, we're doing this session. Any parting thoughts?
Uh, my parting thought would be on my point about writing only, because I still write. Uh, so may I change my language if it's
You can,
permissible?
of course, of course.
So एक ख्याल है जो मैं आप लोगों के साथ बांटना चाहूँगा कि कागज पे अल्फाजों से पन्ने बनते हैं, कागज पे अल्फाजों से पन्ने बनते हैं, इन पन्नों पे हम जिंदगी की कहानी छोड़ जाते हैं। कागज पे अल्फाजों से पन्ने बनते हैं, इन पन्नों पे हम जिंदगी की कहानी छोड़ जाते हैं। आज कहानियां तो कहने हैं, पर हमने कागज को छोड़ दिया है।
क्या बात है, क्या बात है. This is so amazing. So people have stopped writing right now. Boys and girls, pick up your pen with these parting thoughts. Start writing. I read it somewhere. I want to just end it up by saying I read it somewhere. Till the time the hunter will not write his story, you know, lion would always be the king of their the fight which they had always. So Hunter has to pick up the pen and write his story so that people are going to talk about it and listen to it later on.
See, that is such a great metaphor. आपने मुझे खुद एक ख्याल दे दिया है. Thank you very much, Rahul.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. It was a pleasure having you on board, and I hope this video reaches out to many people and they are able to gain something out of it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Rahul. Thank you very much, Anisha. As usual, thank you very much, Nikita. If anytime, if I could be of any help, support, anything, I would always be there.
Sure.
So on that note, I think good afternoon, goodbye, and Godspeed.
Thank you, sir.